Jordana here. I'm sharing my tips and techniques for perfect winged liner in today's video. Maybe not perfect, but we're gonna get as close to it as we possibly can. This is one of the most frustrating processes I have ever had the pleasure of teaching myself how to do. It was so endlessly frustrating, but I didn't give up. I persevered and I picked up some tips and techniques along the way that made it a lot easier for me. So it is my hope in sharing these with you today that it saves you a lot of the same frustration that I went through for so many months. Ugh. And I do have a whole other video that I filmed on winged eyeliner a long while back with an entirely separate process than what I'm showing you today, and that made it 10 times easier for me. So if you missed that video, I will also link that one for you down below as well. And if you did catch that video, then hopefully this one will just give you some more tips and techniques to try. Great tools make all the difference in the world when it comes to winged eyeliner. From left to right here, I use an eyeliner brush from Tarte, a winged eyeliner brush from Sigma, and Inglot's Gel Liner in number 77. You've probably already seen in other tutorials that you want to imagine a line that extends from the outer corner of your eye to the end of your brow. And while that can be easy to visualize, it sometimes can be rather difficult to draw. But I have found that using a business card as a guide makes it easy, and it's a straight line every single time. And with a business card, you're not gonna get any wiggly lines at all. It's gonna be straight every single time. Once you have the base of the wing drawn, you want to connect it back to the lash line. So you're doing more of a triangular pattern here to connect it back. When you're connecting that line of the wing back onto the lash line, from my personal experience, I have found that if you start about a quarter of the way down that line and drag it in from there, it makes the line more fluid and thin. But if you start at the very tip of the end of the wing and start to drag it in from there, this can make that wing very chunky very quickly, and then it just becomes a big old mess. Another technique you can try is to use eyeshadow instead of gel liner, and why this works is because eyeshadow is a lot easier to correct and it's a lot softer. So if you do make any mistakes when you're first starting out, it's a lot easier to hide them with eyeshadow than it would be with gel liner. And in the event that you get the dreaded uneven wings, don't rush to wash it off because you can fix it. All you need is your concealer, a concealer brush, and a paper towel. So what I typically do is take the concealer and apply it on the edges of the wing where I feel like it got a little bit too chunky, and then I will thin it out with the concealer first and go back and pat over it to soak up any of the excess concealer with a paper towel. And when you do this, you may need to do a few passes of the same technique to get it to thin out and match the other side. For me personally, when I have to correct wings like this, I usually have to do about 5 or 8 passes of this technique before I get the desired results that I'm after. But it's a lot easier than going back and washing it off and starting all over again, because you know the frustration that that can create.
You can do it! You can do it! You can do it! You can do it!
Let me know if you tried any of the tips today, or if you have some of your own, because I know myself, I'm always looking for a new tip or trick with winged eyeliner, and I know many others would probably love to hear your comments on this topic as well. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
Are you looking for new ways to wear your eyeshadows? Discover the only website online with pictures of combinations using the brands featured here and so many more. Head on over to myeyeshadowconsultant.com and get inspired today.